you know, my mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. Last night I was on the television. I was on a telephone, rapidly rising, and with I don't know. COVID has taken more than 100 years. Look, here's why reflected in the NHDI. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was inflicting we're going to seize the ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. NATO's purpose is to defend against aggression. Let me make that near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway. My mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. I don't think as the idea that political coverage of I want to thank and recognize Dr. John Kingersong. Good song. I can't get this to function at all. My mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming, it's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Let's see how the sound's working today. Seems to be all right. All right, excellent, folks. Welcome back to the program. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you can't fight stupid, but you know what you can do? You can fix stupid by voting it out. Congratulations to Botswana that voted out stupid on Wednesday. You can't fix stupid, but you can vote it out. Yes. November 5th, we get a chance to vote out stupid, dumb box of rocks, Kamala Harris and the corrupt Biden regime that has terrorized America for the past 4 years. Welcome back to the program, folks. A lovely, lovely Friday, a lecker Freitag. Welcome back. Schöne Tag für jeder auf der Welt. Ich bin der Oberst und Oberst en retraite. Bin wieder da mit euch. Und ich hoffe, dass alle finden sich in guter Laune. Dieser Freitag, der 1. November 2024. Und wir sind wieder da. Unsere Sendung kommt heute aus Pennsylvania, wie normal. Welcome back, folks. We are transmitting live from Pennsylvania, the epicenter of the most important election on the planet. Right here. Everybody loves PA. Everybody wants to come to PA now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back once again. Oh, let's get to it. Ding dong, the witch is dead. The witch is dead. The witch is dead. Which witch? The wicked witch. The wicked witch is dead. Yeah, as the Munchkins sang in The Wizard of Oz, ding dong, Eric Masisi is gone. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Woo. Seismic change. The Botswana Democratic Party has ruled Botswana for 58 years, unchallenged except once when it came close. They have won overwhelming every time on the strength of the Mangwato people. Well, the Mangwato people have rebelled. They have said, foot sec, take it on the arches, piss off BDP. And you know what? The Botswana Democratic Party got exactly what it deserved. It got a PK. It got a mooring. It got smacked down. Let's get ready to rumble. And the umbrella for democratic change now takes the reins of leadership in Botswana, the first time ever. Political change. Now, will that amount to a better Botswana? Don't hold your breath. Too many economic challenges. Unemployment at 28%. About 30% of the population is still living below the poverty line. The UN establishes $2.60 per day. It is a bad situation in Botswana, exacerbated by the authoritarian, totalitarian, fascist regime of Mokgweetsi Eric Masisi. Ding dong, the evil witch is dead. He is gone. Gone. Oh my goodness. Val Cooper's here. Ants is back. Teresa Monray Siebritz. Erica, how you doing, Erica? Light Rain, Richard Kuhn. Ashley Engelbrecht is here. Just finished watching Brickmack. I need to do it again. Really enjoying. Well, cool, Ashley. I was asked a long time ago to go on that program. I didn't know Colleen. I'd never met him. I went and looked at the channel. It was mostly spoken Afrikaans. Seemed to be a dude chilling, enjoying his smokes. So it was interesting. When I popped on there about a month ago, he mentioned something about me coming on the program, and I wasn't sure if that was the case, but then he later said that I could reach him through Vayner. So I reached out to Vayner and said, can you put me in touch with that guy? And he said, sure. And I reached out to him. Then I had the 2 weeks of heavy, hectic activity trying to save the Veterans Organization from going under, preparing for the elections, which are on Tuesday, and also doing consulting at the War College 40 hours during the week. I was a little bit busy. So that's over, and we finally had a meeting. By the way, on Monday, the 4th of November, I will be appearing on Wyatt du Toit's program. That's right. That will be at 7 p.m. South Africa time, and I think that'll be noon for me now, so we'll have to do our news program earlier. But that'll be the day before the election. And Monday, I think I'll speak almost exclusively about the USA election, and maybe the same thing on Sunday, because the other news is there, but the election is what really is driving the scene right now. I am wearing a different t-shirt today. Check it out. The land of the free and the home of the brave. Yep. Right. Who else we got here? Dylan Kalmerick is here as always. Richard Kuhn, Ashley Engelbrecht, Brian Lawrenson, Teresa, Alan Kutza. Who have I missed here? Does Biden have a mind? I don't think he does. He's a sock puppet, to say the very least. If the election was a Hollywood movie, I'd have the writers fired. But he'll still be president for the... That's true. Very much the case. He's likely to be president for 2 more months. I just hit the advert button. We'll see if people get any adverts. Right. Fleshin is here and from the UK. Debbie is back. Welcome. Garrett says Namibia is next. Yes, Namibia is next. SWAPO is not going to win. Yep. All right. What do we miss here? Come on. Where's it? All jumped ahead on me here again. Okay. Gavin Comer's here. Gavin. Mike is in. PA. Fight. That's right. Brian enjoyed the podcast on Brickmack. Okay. Vote for change. Good luck. Yep. Nick Muller's here. Patrick Vianella. Courtney McBride. Welcome, Courtney. Courtney is taking the red Teletubbies. He's put that up. There you go. Okay. Cool beans, Courtney. Nick is back. Welcome, Nick. Light Rain. Even though I frequently disagree with Courtney, he's one post worker who I trust diligently. Yeah, I would trust him, Light Rain. Yeah. I have no reason not to trust him. I mean, he's taking an oath to support and defend the Constitution. And unless the man prove otherwise, he has my full confidence and faith. The fact that he was deprived of oxygen at key moments in his childhood, which led to some strange worldviews, it's not his fault. Welcome back, Courtney. All right. Chris Stain is here. Welcome, Chris. Who have I missed here? Patrick says, now Botswana is a case where I say they let go. Not this GNU with the ANC still controlling. I maintain they haven't been tested. Letting go. Yeah, well, that's what I said. In every single by-election that comes up between now and 2026, South Africans must moor the ANC, the EFF, and the MK party at the polls, because they're all the same. They're all the ANC, just different egotistical, maniacal leaders in charge. And Hakan Engman is in from the Netherlands. All right, so cool beans. All right, folks, wow, big news. Botswana, major frickin' change. It's about damn time. Listen, I've been arguing about this for Botswana for a long time. I said it's a very successful democracy, but at some point, political parties, despite their best intentions, become too entrenched, too comfortable, too fat, too lazy, and too inept. Well, that's what happened to the BDP, and that happened before Kama came. But in my view, Kama imposed discipline and order in the party. He sacked people who were inept. He made prudent fiscal decisions, and he was great for the country, despite the lies being spread about him. You have to understand that the reason the attacks came against the incumbent is not because he was a military dictator, an authoritarian. No, it's because the BDP had grown lazy under his predecessor when he was vice president, and he saw it happening. And now he's in charge. He put discipline back in the party. He made prudent decisions in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis and global crisis when diamond sales dried up. Now Mokgweetsi Eric Masisi is blaming diamond sales for drying up. They haven't dried up. They're still diamond sales, just not nearly what they were a few months ago. But they completely fell off the cliff when Ian Khama was president, and he saved the country. And his reward for that, his handpicked successor is an asshole. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? Yes, he is. He's an Ashlok. His handpicked successor is an Ashlok. And that guy, Eric Masisi, immediately set about doing anything he could to make himself look different than Ian Khama. He removed the ban on trophy hunting for big game, which was a signature trademark of Khama and his administration. And then he went about doing all kinds of things. And then he gave himself favors. He gave favors to his family, and the corruption spread throughout. And then his true colors were exposed during the COVID lockdown when he came up with zones of control, preventing Botswana from going home to the cattle post or back to the bush where they're from to visit family on weekends and take care of family and friends, causing destitution, misery, and suffering. He's an evil, evil man, an incompetent politician who was elevated to the highest level he never should have been. Sounds like Kamala Harris. Anyway, that is what's going on in Botswana. He is out. Not only has the BDP been beaten, they have been obliterated. This is the ultimate smackdown. They have 4 constituencies. 4 out of 57 constituencies. That's all they've got. There's 61 seats in parliament, but the others are appointed by the president. 57 seats, they got 4. And they're still finishing last 6. Maybe they get a couple more, I don't know. Wow. Crazy. Great news about Botswana. Don't get too excited, though, because Masisi has left a disaster behind for his successor. Botswana is in a perilous state at the moment economically. It's a real problem. Pork Leaker's in from Canada. I said California. Welcome. Good morning to you as well. So, I sort my prawns out. Ooh, prawns. Well, I'll up you on that one tonight. I'll have probably my last steamed crabs of the season because they stop being Maryland crabs and they start coming from Carolina and Louisiana. Not the same. But I get desperate. California, Canada, same old. Yeah, you're right there, Pork Leaker. It's the same thing. Commie California, commie Canada. It's a shame. I have a book that I picked up on a trip to Ottawa when I worked for the National Security Agency 20 years ago, and it's entitled While Canada Slept. And it's written by a conservative, and it talks about how Canada lost its way. And it used to punch above its weight. It used to be a major actor on the world stage. Now it's just an embarrassment to the free world. It's a shame. Canadians are wonderful people, but they've been flooded by a vast pile of immigrants who have not the same values, who don't cherish Canadian values, and who undermine the future of the country. We're turning around. Pierre is going to win. Well, I believe you're correct on that one. A little juicy Trudeau was given an ultimatum by his own party, and he didn't resign because he's a coward. Busy putting videos together telling us how 1 million Canadians have got dental care courtesy of his socialist government. Is it only 1,000 scandals? I thought it was more. Well, Canada needs to turn around because Canada has been America's best friend for such a long time. Even though most of the Canadians are bum-hurt Americans who were Tory supporters and supported that evil king and fled up north, that's all right. They can support the king. They did the right thing. They moved outside the country. and some Canadians are the descendants of those who followed the Underground Railroad through Pennsylvania into Canada. Yep. Anyway, 1,001. Is that how many scandals it is? Okay, thank you. I knew it was something like that. Let's take a look at the news for today. We're going to have heavy emphasis on Botswana here, folks, and also the United States, where CNN and the leftist media are lying about Donald Trump. They're completely distorting something that Donald Trump said with Tucker Carlson. He basically said the gist of what he said was that Liz Cheney is dumb. She's stupid. She's a warmonger. Let her grab a rifle and stand there with people pointing rifles at her, instead of sending people to the death. That's essentially what he said. The leftists, the hate wankers, are desperate to stop the Trump train, desperate to stop the momentum. And so CNN altering not altering, but falsely reporting, showing the wrong portions out of context, and then the media trying to claim that Donald Trump is calling for the murder of Liz Cheney. These people are sick and twisted. This is why I exist in the journalism field, to refute this garbage. It is a shame that so few people have access to the content that I produce. That's a fact, folks, because those who find it seem to think it's pretty good. Shame on you, YouTube, you hate-wanking leftist scumbags. That's right, I said it on this platform, you scumbags. Light Rain said, watch an interview with a reporter telling Trudeau it's the people who don't like you, to his smug face. Yeah, exactly. That would be most of them at this point. Well, ladies and gentlemen, South Africa has disqualified itself from the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act, has once again put itself firmly in the camp of rogue fascist totalitarian states. The ANC will go forward with expropriation without compensation, stealing property from people who lawfully purchased it and destroying lives. This is a racist, corrupt regime, a kleptocracy that must be exposed in every international forum, every location. And every government should disavow their relations with South Africa, a terror-supporting, thieving, rogue regime, which includes opposition parties like the Democratic Alliance. And Pork Leaker is given $5 Canadian. Thank you for that. Where's Arctic at today? He's busy flying, I guess. Yes, the Democratic Alliance says nothing about this. This is a disgrace. This is an absolute disgrace. And this is what I told you would happen, unfortunately. Unlike little Ronaldo, I don't pretend to get something right after the fact. I told you beforehand, the footage is there. Go check it out. That's a little dig on Ronaldo. Are you there, Ronaldo? That was to sniff him out to see if he's here. Oh, my goodness. Paul Mashatili says the state is committed to expropriation in the public interest. In other words, in the ANC's interest. I haven't heard about the Sukov, but two Tupolovs were at Waterkloof. I reported on that yesterday. Pork Leaker says $5 Canadian is 23 cents US. That's a long-running joke for me. Ever since the dollars reached parity, and then finally we went back with our dollar was stronger. After that never happened before. I've been making jokes about how little the Canadian dollar's worth. Anyway, so Paul Mashatili says it's expropriation when we say how we say. Mashatili said this will be done through the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure's appropriation bill once it has been signed into law. It is still sitting on Ramaphosa's desk. And when he signs that bill into law, the U.S. Congress, the president, should immediately expel South Africa from the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act. Simple as that. In fact, we should recall an ambassador for consultations the moment that bill is signed. Well, Paul Mashatili is backing the expropriation bill, while the MK party and the EFF want a constitutional amendment. Racist parties want a constitutional amendment. Despite pressure from MK and EFF, Deputy President Mashatili, the corruption-accused Mashatili, says land theft will take place under the current constitutional scheme as expressed in the theft bill, which allows theft with no compensation under circumstances determined by the corrupt kleptocracy known as the angry, naughty children. Well, there you go. Menage a Qua's back. Oh, my goodness. Where are you at, man? In the Caribbean? Dozens evicted as the long overdue removal of squatters with illegal camping sites adjacent to the Castle Good Hope, causing tourists to say, fuck off, we're not going to this shithole. Yeah, they're finally being removed. Dozens of people who set up makeshift homes around the Castle Good Hope have been evicted by authorities in Cape Town. There was plenty of warning. The sheriff of the court, accompanied by a strong police contingent and city law enforcement officers, descended on the historic precinct this morning. The shantytown dwellers looked dejected as they watched earth-moving machinery demolish about 100 rickety structures. The eviction followed an order handed down by the High Court, which instructed the unlawful occupants to vacate the property by October 17th. They got 2 weeks, and they didn't do it. In Chibantu, who brandished two A4 documents describing the eviction as smooth, said only a handful of people moved willingly. Now look at this crap. This is what they do to this historic site. One of the most iconic tourist sites on the planet, and look at the shithole that they've turned it into. Pigs. Total pigs. Filthy, disgusting slime. Poverty does not require people to live like this. Poverty does not mean you are sloth and you throw your refuse and rubbish in like that. This is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. Menage a Quaz in Seattle. Thank you. Look at that. They just throw their rubbish right there. This is sickening. I have no empathy for people who live like pigs. Pigs live better than that. They have more respect for their environment, for their home. Pigs don't live like that. Good God. Unbelievable. Long overdue. Occupants were instructed to vacate on October 17th. Following a non-compliance final order obtained on October 20th, they have been removed. Gilbert Gabuyo, one of the evicted squatters, said there was something positive about his stay in his shantytown. He called the place a miracle. It provided him with a sense of home. After my separation from my girlfriend 8 months ago, being here changed a lot of me. I was smoking heroin. When I got here, I stopped smoking heroin. I went back to my craft of drawing and selling my artwork in a flea market. I left work at 6 a.m. selling paintings to make ends meet, but when I returned, my belongings were gone. I had no idea we were being evicted today. Everything's lost. Clothes don't matter, but my painting supplies are irreplaceable. You had no idea you were being evicted. Really? The police came by there repeatedly for 2 weeks and said, you must leave. No one in your little shanty town mentioned this. The fact that you were illegally squatting there, why were your painting supplies there if you went down to paint? They should have been with you. Yeah, I'm sorry. Zero empathy, buddy. The Independent Online also reports, calling the interesting term the housing insecure. Do you mean the homeless? The sheriff of the High Court, along with enforcement agencies from the city of Cape Town and the South African Police Service, evicted those living on the premises of the Castle of Good Hope today. The mayor welcomed the positive milestone. It's a positive for the whole city, positive for this heritage site, and positive for those who are living in dignity at this site for several years. It's been a very visible site of urban decay for recent years, and its cleanup today is an important moment of urban restoration. There you go. Long overdue. Long overdue. Corruption charges have been withdrawn against Zizi Kodwa and his co-accused. This is surprising. Corruption charges against former Minister of Sports and his co-accused have been withdrawn. Wow, they appeared in commercial crime court in Palm Ridge. The decision to withdraw the charges follows representations made by both accused. The decision is that the charge against both should be withdrawn. As a result, the state is withdrawing the charge against both accused. No reasons were given. Why were the charges removed? Why weren't we told as a public why these corruption charges were removed against this member of parliament? Very suspicious. If they're innocent, tell us why the charges were removed. People are frustrated in South Africa with the domestic terrorism of the taxi industry, accosting, assaulting, threatening people offering rides and those with ride-hailing services. This is out of control. The police need to start doing their job. We can't be held hostage by taxi drivers. Many fear driving with their families as they could be stopped to explain why they have passengers. Motorists have expressed their frustration over taxi patrollers allegedly terrorizing them for giving hitchhikers lifts. A recent viral video showed a taxi patrol car allegedly blocking a vehicle on a highway after the driver picked up passengers. The behavior allegedly happens across the country. National Police Commissioner Fanny Masemola has condemned the behavior, saying that taxi patrollers have no right to stop motorists giving people lifts. What is going to happen is you're going to stop the wrong person and you're going to meet their friends Smith and Wesson. Knock it off, you criminals. Discontent growing in the ranks of the economic freedom fighters, according to Propaganda 24. Well, we saw this one coming, didn't we? The EFF will implode eventually, especially if that clown leaves it. The EFF is headed to its third National People's Assembly, or elective conference, in December in Joburg. After the party suffered heavy electoral losses in May, leaders started resigning as factional lines were drawn in regions, provinces, and nationally. There's a push for some of the stalwart leaders to occupy key positions in a reconfigured national leadership, which could include Goodrich Gardi, Mbusieni Ndlozi, and backbencher Nontando Notluchungu. Well, good luck to the EFF. You are an irrelevant, race-hustling party that nobody cares about. And a former member of the EFF is being begged to come back to the EFF. Floyd Shivambu of the VBS scandal, Floyd. Yep. Floyd must come back, not to EFF, but to his senses. Former MP Matumba on Zuma's ANC membership appeal. Former EFF MP Anthony Matumba has made a plea for former EFF Deputy President Floyd Shivambu to reevaluate his decision to leave the party for Zuma's MK party amid the former president's ongoing fight for reinstatement as ANC member. Exactly. Zuma doesn't want to be an MK. He wants to be back in the ANC. He wants to lead the ANC because that was his best method for stealing from the people. Yes, the state capture era of Jacob Zuma. Well, Jacob Zuma's buddy, Louis Liebenberg in more trouble as corruption charges are added to the docket. He does not look a happy man. Yesterday, diamond dealer Louis Liebenberg was charged with 2 counts of corruption, adding to the dozens he's already facing. His wife, Desi, was also charged with 3 counts of corruption. Wow, what is going on here? The vehicle for the alleged scams was 2 companies owned and linked to Liebenberg, Terramix, which trade as Forever Diamonds and Gold, and Forever Zircon. Wow. Liebenberg and Desi are expected to apply for bail on November 15th in the state, which the state is going to oppose. So they've been in jail already for over a week, and the state is going to oppose it. 4 of their co-accused were granted bail on Thursday. So why were the co-accused granted bail, but they won't be? Nicklin van Heerden granted $5,000 bail. Adriaan Streetem, $20,000. Crystal Badenhorst, $5,000. Her husband, Johannes, were granted $15,000. Van Heerden was Liebenberg's former personal assistant. Streetem was a former employee. And the Badenhorst were directors of companies run by the diamond dealer. The 4 bail applications were unopposed, but they're going to oppose Leo Liebenberg's. Wow. While Liebenberg was in their presence, officials allegedly received a phone call from Correctional Services Minister Peter Groenewald, who supposedly gave the order to make his life hell in prison. I find that very hard to believe. Liebenberg's claimed that he was subjected to a strip and cavity search and moved to different cells, including a single max. Groenewald's spokesperson, Une Olofsson, rubbished Liebenberg's claims. Well, I agree. Why would Peter Groenewald do that? He's an honorable man. Now, to be fair, I asked for an interview with Minister Groenewald 6 weeks ago. I was referred to his personal assistant, and the personal assistant has refused to send me a note. Maybe she's busy. Maybe she's not. I don't know. You're an angel. A 10-year-old girl saves a child from drowning at a hotel pool. There you go. 10-year-old grade 4 pupil jumped in a swimming pool at the Scottsboro Hotel in KZN last week to save a 7-year-old who was struggling in the water. Velotsinlinle Mtembu said she was initially scared and a little traumatized after seeing the child almost drown, but that jumping in to save her was something she would do again in a heartbeat. I was confident that jumping in to save the child was the right thing to do to show humanity and kindness. What 10-year-old child calls another child a child? Anyway, but congratulations. The Amazim Todi primary school pupil told News 24 that many thoughts had rushed through her mind, but one thing was for sure, she's not going to let harm come to the little girl. Well, there you go. Well done. Well done. Nice to see a good story for a change. Turning our attention to neighboring Botswana, the diamond-rich, mineral-rich Botswana, cattle-rich Botswana, the home of the Botswana and others. Well, Eric Masisi is out on his ear. Yeah, happy days are here again. That's right, folks. Botswana votes for change, and it's long overdue. Any luck with Rolf? I did not make an effort to contact Rolf yet, Chris. Give me a little bit of time. Thank you for that. All right, so Botswana has voted out the ruling party after 58 years. One story after another. This is global news. Botswana President Al Jazeera concedes election defeat. BDP loses power after 58 years in power. Wow. Preliminary results came in and they were bad. A seismic change in Botswana as the party that ruled for 58 years loses power. The legacy of Eric Masisi will be one of ruin and destruction. Botswana's ruling party rejected after 58 years in power. CNN, Botswana's ruling party loses election, ending 58-year rule. The Guardian, Botswana's president concedes defeat in election after party's 6-decade rule. Wow. France 24, Botswana president concedes election, ending governing party's 6-decade rule. The Taipei Times, Botswana vote shaken up by disillusioned ex-president. No, it's not shaken up by Ian Kami. It had virtually no impact on this race. And Duma Boko, the new president, will inherit a broken Botswana. Wow. Outgoing President Mokwetsi Eric Masisi has warned successor Duma Boko that he faces a huge economic challenge and will inherit a broke government. Masisi is the last BDP president in an unbroken 58-year chain of leadership. We have hardly had any diamond sales, which is our biggest revenue earner since April, but our expenditure has also gone up because of our budget. Yeah. Well, there you go. Boko is a 54-year-old attorney and now the president of Botswana. Congratulations to the UDC, the Umbrella for Democratic Change, which came about some time ago. What is with my computer today? Something is not right here. I cannot. It's not indexing images properly. There we go. That's what I want. All right. So wow, it's very frustrating. Images not being indexed. So let's take a look at this. This is the preliminary results. It's actually 32 seats for the UDC, the Umbrella for Democratic Change. On the left-hand side, the BCP, the Botswana Congress Party, led by Dumelang Salashando, 14 seats, and the Botswana Patriotic Front, supported by former President Ian Khama with 5 seats. The Botswana Democratic Party, what a fall from grace, 4 seats. 4 seats. Originally, they were said to have 7, but the vote came out against them in those other 3, and they dropped to just 4 constituencies. This is a shocking PK. This is a seismic event. Folks, you cannot downplay this. Eric Mokwetse Mosisi is a fascist totalitarian and a corrupt government and a friend of tyrants. His buddy there in Zimbabwe, of course, is the crocodile. Yep, Mnangagwa is his buddy. Quite a contrast to Ian Khama, the only leader in Southern Africa to stand up to the thieving, racist regime of Robert Mugabe. Mokwetse did the opposite and supported the liberty-crushing fascist government of ZANU-PF in Zimbabwe. Good riddance, so long. Don't let the door hit you on the bum on the way out, folks. Do not let the door hit you on the way out. Yep. All right, Botswana, what a shift. North Korea pledges to stand by Russia until victory in Ukraine. Well, good luck with that, boys. Have fun storming the castle. Pyongyang's top diplomat also tells Russian counterpart of U.S. and South Korean nuclear plot against North Korea. Ooh, Sergei Lavrov is hearing from North Korea. The United States and South Korea have a nuclear plot against North Korea. Poppycock! Poppycock! Bullshit. I smell bullshit. Yeah, North Korea will back Russia until it achieves victory in Ukraine. Wow, that will be a very long commitment, friends. Very long commitment. Let's see how long North Korea keeps sending the victims to their deaths. Turning our attention here to these United States of America, where job growth fell off a cliff. Bad news for the Kamala Harris campaign as she tries to defend the record of her senile boss and her asleep at the wheel vice presidency. Well, folks, it's not looking good. 12,000 jobs are all the economy added in October. They're blaming it on the hurricane, but the hurricane only affected 3 states, not the other 47. Employers added 12,000 jobs in October, with hiring hit by strikes and storms. The unemployment rate was steady at 4.1%, the last major report before an election in which the economy is a top issue for voters. Look at that, monthly change in jobs. Nothing in 2024. Nothing. Look at this. Nothing. Well, the U.S. economy adds just 12,000 jobs in October, the lowest level since Donald Trump left office. The figure came in a month, including strikes and hurricanes. The unemployment rate held steady at 4.1%. The final comprehensive snapshot of the national labor market heading into next week's presidential election, the economy added a much smaller than expected 12,000 jobs. The consensus estimate was 113,000 new jobs would be created, but only 12,000 were created. Colorado's top election official should be charged with felony for her negligence in exposing the passwords of the voting machines. But she won't resign. Nope, she won't resign. This boob clown of a public official. The employee who described she says that the employee responsible for posting the video passwords is gone. That's not sufficient. This woman, Miss Griswold, should be charged with a felony under Colorado statute. It's quite simple, folks. It's very simple. As simple as that. It is clear in the Colorado statutes, and if my damn computer would index the images that I have here, there it is. I've got it. Let me show you this. This is Colorado law. Oops, that's not what I want. That's her again. Any person who knowingly publishes or causes to be published passwords or other confidential information relating to a voting system shall immediately have their authorized access revoked and is guilty of a Class 5 felony. A Class 5 felony. Colorado Revised Statutes of 2023, Section 1-13-708, tampering with voting equipment, subsection or paragraph 2. Any person who knowingly publishes or causes to be published passwords or other confidential information related to a voting system shall immediately have their authorized access revoked and is guilty of a Class 5 felony. So, why isn't she being charged with a felony? Why is she still the Secretary of State of Colorado? Why does she refuse to resign? Because the fix is in. This scumbag, arrogant asshat is the person who unlawfully tried to remove Donald Trump from the ballot because she's a demonic hater. She's an anti-American troll, a leftist scumbag. That's right, I said it. Hey, what are you going to say there, sweetheart? Bring it on. Bring it on. Deny it. You're a public official. You're open to criticism for your failures. And I'm criticizing you for your epic failures. Jenna Griswold, Colorado Secretary of State Jenna Griswold, said that the worker who was responsible for voting security breach that allowed passwords to be posted online is gone. An incident shouldn't shake residents' confidence in the election. Are you serious? You left the passwords on a website for the public to find with all the passwords for your voting system. And we shouldn't be concerned. Colorado has early voting. We shouldn't be concerned. Shove it, lady. You know what you're talking about. You have undermined the veracity and the confidence in your state's election, just like Bukvar, Shapiro, and Wolf did in 2020 in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. These people are evil. They're not just incompetent. They are evil. They are, as Trump describes, the enemy within. These are the people who are the enemies in democracy. These are the people who are a threat to democracy. The little sad, pathetic loser in Maine who tried to remove Trump, she had no authority to do it, took him off the ballot. This loser in Colorado who did it, Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Fani Willis, Barack Hussein Obama, these are evil people. They are the enemy within. The enemy within. Unbelievable. A civil servant accidentally made this error. Out of an abundance of caution, we have people in the field working to reset passwords and review access logs for affected counties. The employee responsible for the hidden tabs on the spreadsheet no longer works for the department, and we are doing everything we can, of course, to assure the public and work with the counties. Really? My confidence level is 0, sweetheart. You're so full of it, your eyes are brown. Griswold said her office is now working to address the matter. Yeah. She also claimed that lies, conspiracies, threats against election workers have resulted in high turnover rates among county. So you have a work environment that's not conducive for people working there, and you're blaming it on that. Resign, Griswold. Resign. Well, here we go. The Washington Post and the CNN, which I'll get to later on, I'll show you the video, lie about Donald Trump's comments on Tucker Carlson regarding scumbag, snake in the grass, enemy within, Liz Cheney. Yep, the fraud who ran the January 6th witch hunt. Yep, so what did he say? Trump suggests Warhawk Liz should have guns trained on her face. Wow. Former President Donald Trump appeared to suggest Thursday that former Congresswoman and longtime Trump critic Liz Cheney should be subjected to gunfire, as he called her a warhawk. Let's see how she feels about it with guns trained in her face. Yeah, he was making the point how Liz Cheney happily sends soldiers to their death with a whim decision because she is a war hawk. And that's what she is. Well, gosh, folks, I was on the fence. I wasn't sure who I was going to vote for. Hey, will it be Kamala? Will it be Donald Trump? I was so, Beyonce didn't convince me. Oprah didn't convince me. Barry didn't convince me. Big Mike didn't convince me. That's Michelle. You guys keep calling her Big Mike. I don't know why. None of those people really convinced me. But now I'm certain I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris. And I'll tell you why, folks. The Chinese communist protector and savior and lover of all that's evil with the manufacture of Nikes in slave labor camps in Asia. That man, of course, the brilliant, arrogant asshat, LeBron James has endorsed Kamala Harris. Therefore, I feel safe coming out saying I'm voting for Kamala Harris now. Yeah. Who cares, LeBron? LeBron James endorses Kamala Harris for president. The choice is clear. Yes, it is. You racist, race-hustling, Chinese protector. LeBron James is hoping Republicans will buy his sneakers. Nope. NBA superstar formally endorsed Democrat Kamala Harris for president in a video statement, including clips of some of Trump's former sayings about illegal immigration and excerpts from Tony Hinchcliffe's recent performance at the Trump rally. What are we even talking about here? Said an incredulous James. When I think about my kids and my family and how they'll grow up, the choice is clear to me. Vote Kamala Harris. Nope. Not going to happen. Not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Wouldn't be prudent. Michael can't wait for me to have a meltdown when Kamala Harris wins. No, Michael, don't worry about it. I already have a property in a non-extradition country located in some place I'm not going to tell you about. I've already moved all my assets into a neutral site, and I plan to leave the country moments after she's inaugurated. Well, a judge has ordered Arizona to release the list of registered voters with unverified, criminal alien, well, mostly criminals. Arizona Secretary of State must disclose a list of many as 218,000 voters affected by a glitch in the motor vehicles division. It's not a glitch. Arizona intentionally put criminal alien invaders on the database to allow them to vote so that they can affect the outcome of Tuesday's events. That's right. A judge has ordered Arizona to release a list of registered voters whose citizenship status is not verified due to a coding glitch. So some of them might actually be citizens. Arizona's Secretary of State, Adrian Fontes, has resisted disclosing the list. Why? What's wrong with transparency, Adrian? Yeah, citing concerns that the individuals on it could face harassment. Well, if they're criminal alien invaders, they should face deportation. October 31st, ruling Maricopa County Superior Court Judge Scott Blaney instructed Fontes to provide a list to Strong Communities Foundation Arizona, known as EZAZ.org, a conservative watch group that filed public records lawsuit to access the data. James Rogers, senior counsel for that America First Legal, which filed the lawsuit on behalf of EZAZ, said that the lawsuit was about restoring transparency and making sure county recorders can verify the citizenship of voters. A majority of Arizonans no longer trust the election system of our state. One of the reasons is the lack of transparency from our state's election officials. Spot on. Yep. Another victory for the nation. We've had a victory in Virginia where the Supreme Court said take the criminal alien invaders and felons off the election rolls. Yay. We had a victory in Pennsylvania where Bucks County officials violated the law and tried to dissuade and prevent Trump voters from voting early. And the Washington Post lied and said there's no early voting in Pennsylvania. There is, you morons. It's called in-person voting. Learn, do research, stop being a lazy fat ass sitting in a column seat in a desk at the Washington Compost. Get off your ass and do research. It only takes 5 seconds to actually look up the facts on Pennsylvania's early voting. It may not be called early voting by you leftists trying to hide what it is, but in-person voting is in fact early voting. And in-person voting in Bucks County was supposed to go until 5 p.m. on Tuesday. But the officials blocked the line with a masked marshal or deputy sheriff at 1:45, 3 hours and 15 minutes before the polls were supposed to close, denying people the right to vote in voter suppression effort. Voter suppression efforts are well underway across the country and right here in Pennsylvania, and that is an example of it. That's voter suppression. A judge forced Bucks County to allow that polling station to be open Wednesday, Thursday, and today until 5 p.m. so people get the opportunity to vote. Victory in Pennsylvania, overturning leftist attempts to undermine our election. Victory in Virginia, overturning leftist attempts to undermine our election. And now a victory in Arizona. This comes on top of Supreme Court victories, denying Colorado hate wanker Jenna Griswold the opportunity to remove Trump from the ballot there and affect the nation, which she has no authority to do. And the same thing to that clerk in Maine, looking for attention. Victory after victory after victory. Yep. Meerkat, Switzerland. Well, don't tell people you're letting it out. Actually, it's Liechtenstein. Yeah. You got a farm near Garmisch-Partenkirchen? Well, it's hard to change my mind about the fascist government of Germany. Well, the New York Times, strange admission, days before the election, says why Trump has a more plausible path to the presidency in 19 maps. Wow. Mr. Doug Sosnick, senior advisor to Bill Clinton, says that Trump has the better chance to win the election. More plausible. I'm not going to go through the 19 maps. The left is truly desperate, trying to steal the youth vote now by recirculating on TikTok, of all places, the Billy Bush interview that Donald Trump did well over a decade ago, in which he said that women in Hollywood are so desperate for those roles that you can do anything. Excuse me. Trump said they're so desperate for roles that you could grab them by the boop. Yeah, and get away with it. That's what he said. That's not crass. That's not rude. That's not even locker room talk. He was telling people just how desperate women in Hollywood are, and understandably so, when they're forced to sleep with the evil, disgusting, vile-looking likes of Harvey Weinstein, or wind up at freak-offs with P. Diddy. I understand it. So, the TikTok video that's circulating, trying to dissuade young voters from voting for Trump. They're desperate. desperate to stop Trump. Trump's grab them comment was history. Now TikTok is showing to young voters. As the audio clip circulates on the popular video app, Gen Z users are expressing their shock. It's been 8 years since the leaked October surprise of Donald Trump with TV host Billy Bush made waves with a former president's description of kissing and grabbing women without their consent. That's not what he said. See, that's a lie. That is actually libel. Now young people are encouraging the tape or encountering the tape for the first time, where users are sharing their reactions. Many first-time voters were young teens in 2016 when the Post-Bush reported this incident in which they lied about what Donald Trump said. Now the next generation has come of age during the Me Too generation era is turning to social media. I don't think any of my friends had heard it, said Kate Sullivan, 20-year-old student in Ohio who had heard the tape for the first time on her TikTok for You feed this week. We all felt equally shocked. The video's been viewed 2.5 million times and was reshared by scumbag Billie Eilish to her 68 million sycophants. Birgit Quinn, a 15-year-old in Georgia, knew that Trump had been accused of making sexual comments, but she never heard the words he actually said, including grab them by the pussy. She didn't understand how people thought this was normal. I don't understand how stupid people can be. A 15-year-old can be excused for not understanding. Can be excused for not understanding, but adults who don't bother to fully inform themselves about what happened? Yeah, anyway. Well, dead people have voted. It's not a false claim. It's not hyperbole. With the nonsensical concept of early voting, people perish before voting day, before election day. Early balloting, mail-in ballots, people vote and then die. Should their vote count? They're not alive on election day. By the same token, someone that doesn't turn 18 before election day cannot vote. So why can dead people be allowed to vote? Only a handful of states actually have laws that address this serious issue. More than 60 million voters have already cast their ballots, and the grim reality is that some of them are already dead. Laws in just 10 states specifically order their ballots to be counted the same as anyone else's, and about half of the states lack any firm policy, according to the National Conference on State Legislatures. 3 states allow ballots to be challenged on the grounds the voter has since died. 11 other states, either through law or policy, expressly prohibit dead voters ballots from counting. But good luck in finding those ballots. There's no way to know where the ballots came from. They're anonymous once they come in. So dead people do vote. 2 dead and 6 injured in a Halloween shooting in downtown Orlando. In the midst of Halloween festivities, the regional police department said today, adding the teenage suspect has been arrested. The injured people were transported to the Orlando Regional Medical Center in stable condition. The shooting of the 8 people took place at around 1 a.m. within Orlando's entertainment district, where hundreds of people were celebrating Halloween. This came to me from Erica, who pointed out to me, I hadn't seen this story. I initially, since it came from Erica and it said Orlando, I presumed it was in South Africa's Orlando. But hey, given all the mass shootings in South Africa, you can understand why I jumped to that conclusion. Fraudulent mailboxes, fraudulent mail ballot requests found in another Pennsylvania county. Monroe County District Attorney said that dozens of irregular forms were found, with some turning out to be fraudulent. This comes after Lancaster County reported 1,500 fraudulent ballot applications and voter registration, and York County, the county that I live in, has yet to disclose the number of fraudulent voter registrations. Monroe County District Attorney Mike Mancuso wrote on social media that after a regular review of mail-in ballot requests and voter registration requests, the Monroe County Board found approximately 30 irregular forms, which were then segregated. Well, that's not many. Yeah, okay. Field and Media Corps, which has been linked to voter registration forms, mail-in ballot applications that are being looked at by York County officials, according to a report by Harrisburg TV station Fox 43. The Epic Times contacted the company for comment but received no response. They released a statement to local news outlet, the Allentown Morning Call, that attempted to contact York County and will speak to officials in Monroe County. Really? Well, let's take a look at this statement if it comes up here. Okay, the Morning Call. No, that's not a press statement. That's not a press statement. Well, smuggling rings have made billions of dollars, as has been reported by Michelle Malkin in this book, which was, hidden from people Open Borders Incorporated, Who's Funding America's Destruction, Michelle Malkin. When she published this book, she became PNG, no longer a contributor to Fox News, because Fox News profits from illegal immigration and loves illegal immigration. They don't want to stop it. They just want to report on it to get clicks and advertising revenue. But nobody's buying my pillows, Fox. You've been aced out of the ad market by leftists. Start reporting facts and get Michelle Malkin back on your channel. Yep. Smuggling rings have made billions of dollars from beating people in this country illegally, and our government has done nothing to stop it. Yep. He called himself a simple onion farmer, a Mayan Indian with 4 kids and a 4th grade education. U.S. prosecutors knew better. By his late 30s, Felipe Diego Alonso had built a crime route stretching from Central America to Texas, paying off Mexican drug cartels along the way. He tooled around Guatemala's western highlands in a loaded silver Ford Ranger pickup. When the police finally raided his ranch, they found a study in rural narco chic, wooden chalet, a swimming pool, a show horse valued $100,000. What they didn't find was a narco. His business was more profitable than drug trafficking, human trafficking. 80% of unlawful border crossings are done by coyotes. And our government sits by and does nothing as our country is given away. The Orange Revolution, an op-ed in the Washington Times. I'm going to read a little bit from it because this is hilarious. It's the greatest closing campaign pitch of all time. Donald Trump, America's garbage man. From the beginning, his supporters have looked to him not for his reverential political demeanor or his fresh scent of his dainty rhetoric. They're not looking for a guy to date their daughter, and they do not want someone with the quiet, casket-side manner of a funeral director. They want someone to take out the garbage. Exactly. They're looking for a man that can send to Washington to wade through all the piles of nasty, fetid trash, wave away the giant bumbling flies, and haul it away how and to where they do not care. So here he comes, dressed in a blaze orange garbage man's vest with reflective tape down his chest, ready for dirty service and a friendly smile. And best of all, Trump held a press conference while hanging out with the passenger side window of his gleaming white garbage truck. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is the Don. This is classic Trump. All right, on to the story where CNN lies about what Donald Trump said. I'm not going to play the whole clip. It's 1 minute and 42 seconds. Colin Roog posted this online. This is from Twitter. Let's go and take a look at this and see what they got to say. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit in this thing.
I don't think you even need to call it fired upon. He's saying quite explicitly and unambiguously that Liz Cheney should be shot, should be executed by firing squad.
That is not what Donald Trump said. That is not even remotely what Donald Trump said. That is a lie by CNN, a bunch of hate wankers. Let's go to what Donald Trump actually said, okay? You decide for yourself what Donald Trump said, okay? Here's the full clip of what Trump said, all right?
And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person. And
there you go. So did Donald Trump call for Liz Cheney to be shot, to be murdered, to be executed? No, he did not. And they're lying about it. And they're circulating a decade-old Billy Bush tape that's an audio of locker room talk in which Trump said the truth. And so they want to hurt him. It reminds me of Ronaldo Cruz saying the truth about the hypocrisy of people not allowed to say certain things, and then it destroys his political career. Yeah. Anyway, what's happening about voter stuff ending in trees and bushes, burning post boxes? Well, they don't have any suspects, and the stupidity, the foolishness, the foolhardy nonsense of dumbass leftists and putting drop boxes out than anybody. Well, we put a camera on it that didn't stop 409 ballots from being burned, did it? You morons. And you don't have any suspects because the guy took the plate off the front of the car. Good Lord, stupid people. Stupid people should wear signs. That way you wouldn't ask me anything. Hey, can you tell me? Oh, sorry. I didn't see your sign. Never mind. Well, I put drop boxes out today so people could vote. Here's your sign. Yep. All right, let's get back to the chat and see what's in the chat. That's the news for today. Got that done in less than an hour. If the U.S. made it easy to immigrate, Texas already has a climate. Most of your megafauna, would it be positive? Those left will be. I don't care for Texas. I don't care for it. Not my cup of tea. A boring state. Can we bet that Kamala will win? I don't know, Mike. You want to bet? I'm going to go way back because I missed some stuff. Well, there's the super chat, the $5 Canadian. Woo! Allergic to that story. So funny. The Democrat hate wankers have been calling Trump to be killed for 7 years. He knows everything he says gets more publicity. He's a genius. Yeah, exactly. Biden called for his assassination, said it had to be taken out and eliminated more than once. They've called for his assassination, and they've actually tried to kill him twice. And they're freaking out because Donald Trump said that, Liz Cheney is a scumbag who is a coward who sits behind a desk and sends young men and women to their deaths. That's what he said. What's their worth? Not a whole lot. Any party in mania genu after that signature, they're not only complicit, but part of the process. If I have to hear the word vibes, I'll go mad again. I haven't heard that word. George is here. DeBaron, welcome back. It's been a while. How you doing? Charles Van Onselen. Charles says, go to any shack settlement, and that's what you'll see. It angers me greatly to see the level of rubbish. Yeah, no, it's just, they're pigs. They're just pigs. I mean, the Xhosa, the Zulu, the Tswana all built proper huts wherever they went. They didn't live like pigs. What brings this on? And of course, it'll be a racist thing. Oh, they're all black people, so you're moving them. No. As was said by Colin on my conversation with him on Brickmaker, which appeared today, I guess. We had a conversation about this, and he said, you go to these settlements where white people are in these informal settlements, and you offer them a job, and they don't want it. They just want money. They just want you to give them something. Now, some people there will take you up on that because they're in a situation that not by their own making, but many of these people simply want to live this way. Statement of fact, folks. Statement of fact. Well, people are just pigs. They don't care, Debbie. They have no respect. They weren't raised to respect people. They weren't raised to respect. Why do people rape children? Why do people murder others? They were not raised correctly. There's something wrong with society. It's a sick society where people like that exist. Don't get me wrong. There'll always be a small number of people like that. But there are so many people like that in too many societies. I mean, I collected 250,000 cans like in a year and a half walking along the road here in central Pennsylvania. Aluminum cans. I didn't pick up any of the other rubbish, just aluminum cans. 250,000 aluminum cans. Can you imagine that? It beggars imagination. I come back with hundreds of cans a day. Crush them in a bag, carrying bags back, almost too many bags. And I was out for exercise, not to collect cans, but there's so much rubbish on the road, and aluminum is such an energy saver when you recycle it that I would do that. So that's just one place. Imagine what the world looks like. Anyway. Yep. EFF busts down all those pigs, hoping this disrupts society. Richard says, Charles has been gardening for a while, planted fruit trees, not fruit growing. Okay. Love living in West Seattle on the water a decade ago. So beautiful. Fled before COVID, says Light Rain. Okay. Yeah, they're doing it a lot here between P and Port Elizabeth. They cotton on and infiltrate many social media, lift club sites. Don't know what that means. Mr. Luter wants his job back. Yeah, he must be talking about Shivambu. Watching the trail for bait, he could not sit properly and she could not stop crying. Apparently, according to the taxi henchman, you have to ask security first if you want to pick up your family members. Good God. Oh, my goodness. Forced into retirement. Sorry to hear that, Richard. Any luck with Rolf? I have not contacted him yet. Basically got pushed into pension. Okay. Viva AWB, says Chris. They forgot how to cheat. No, the BDF has had a history of honest elections, and but how are you going to cheat when you get 4? I mean, this would be a massive cheating effort here. Wow, 4 seats, 4 constituencies. That's insane. So long, farewell. Hope to see you never. Would love to see quality. It's fertilizer, Chris, not bull poop. Okay, Dylan. Crop sisters can achieve equal numbers. Huh? Can we bet that Kamala will win, says Michael? Okay, that's where I was at before. So funny how they liken Trump to Hitler when Trump's popularity amongst black Americans has grown. Amongst every group, it's grown. It's racist to question the veracity of elections, apparently. Yep. Can't wait for Chris to have a meltdown, says Michael. I already covered that. Okay. Not Michael Holmes, that is. Michael T says, we're all undermined in every state by the corrupted installed regimes. Shapiro regime is a prime example. Oh, it is. It is this. Please take Donald Trump with you to a non-extradition country. Sure, Mike. Michael Holmes. It's like Matthew Dixon. He never fails to entertain. Don't use a homemade submersible. Meerkat, I feel for the greater good. Oh, I'm buffering now. Why am I buffering? That's interesting. Wow. Kamala will run away to Haiti. Too many people trying to make money out of the government at higher level. Yep. So YouTube Studio has crashed on me again. It's just not working properly. What is the deal here? I have to open up a new tab and see if that one works. All right, that looks like it's working, but it doesn't tell me I'm live yet. It's waiting for the data. So am I live? Am I live? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't know why it keeps happening. YouTube is having problems. This isn't just targeting me. It's having problems. Are you moving to Switzerland? Yeah, maybe Graubünden. Missed my past friend who was watching. Somebody passed away, Lee? I'm sorry. Janet Liddy's here. Welcome to you. Michael says, would you cry if Kamala wins? No, I'm not a leftist. I won't cry. May my man win 100%, says Lee. Do you think the Dems will have an insurrection? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Mirkan. It's already planned. It's already in the works. It's already in the works. Yeah, the Democrats will bring out Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and whatever group they fabricate to cause chaos and foment discord across the country. In any state where the election results are close, Pennsylvania, Georgia, the battleground states, there will be a on-the-ground effort by Democrats to undermine the results and to immediately undermine the presidency. They will begin almost immediately with lawsuits against the Trump campaign, against secretaries of state in the 50 states to overturn election results, to eliminate votes. It will happen instantly. When the voting occurs in early January for certification of the electoral vote, there will be a Democrat in the Senate and Democrat in the House who will stand up and object to every battleground state and attempt to scupper the certification of the Electoral College. Now, there's a word for those people. At least that's what they call us. They're called election deniers. So the election deniers from the Democratic left will be in full force. The next 4 years will be nothing but endless lawfare. Yep. I have no idea what Harvey Weinstein was. Probably a Democrat, given he's a Hollywood producer. TikTok is communist China. Yep. What's that? Vital. Geslaap to my man. Come on. Okay. Yep, I think my sweetest friend would vote Birgitta. Okay. Light Rain, I live in the Northwest, and everyone is sick of the leftist, homeless, junkie, alien, trans, inflation experiment. Yep, we're done. Well, it never should have been an experiment. What's happening about voter stuff ending in trees and bushes? Oh, good. Can I cross the border? Yeah, well, you can, Freelance Kate. Nothing here either. 28 different gangs from India operating here now, and that's from the RCMP. Wow. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, for those who don't know what that means. Chris Wyatt dedicated a stream to the burning. I did. I also did a video talking about that. Yep. What do I miss here? Excuse me. The postal worker who threw that ballot boxes was fired. He should be sent to jail for election interference. The police are hunting for arsonists with local appeals. Yep, but they have nothing. We're not the garbage. We're the garbage man who dumps the trash. I agree. Gesundheit. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. All right, what else you got here? You guys aren't buffering. No, I was buffering here. I don't know what's going on in my studio. So, yeah. I can't really turn the camera on to show you this stuff, but I can show you it on the screen. I don't have to do that, actually. So here's the studio, what it looks like, the software. So that's what I see. It's a few seconds behind my actual effort there. So you see it takes a few seconds for it to pop up next to the little window there. So here, I'll show you. Let me turn it off for a second. I'm going to turn that view on. It's still on the screen. I'm going to turn on now, and I'm going to count to see how long before it shows up on your screen. Ready? 1, 2, 3 seconds. That's actually not too bad. Anyway, that's what the studio looks like. It tells you the concurrent viewers, the chat rate, the number of views, the average duration of viewers, and then up the top it tells you concurrent viewers and likes and the chat revenue. Anyway. Ronaldo just went online. Of course, he's stealing my time. What's new? Is Blinken an Israeli spy? Nope, he's not an Israeli spy. He's an incompetent State Department Secretary of State, and he needs to be gone. Cousin works for the RCMP and loathes Trudeau. Yeah, exactly. The team loves you. Well, thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. I'd like to return that sentiment to everybody. Yeah, Ronaldo just went online, huh? What do you use for broadcasting OBS? Streamlabs OBS. That's what I use, Pork Leaker. But what you saw there is not Streamlabs. That's what's in front of me. You can't see that. Streamlabs is in front of me. What you see there, I just showed you, is YouTube's studio software. That's on a web browser. You go in there, and that's what it looks like. But I use Streamlabs OBS, and until 3 months ago, it was incredibly reliable. But for the past 3 months, it's been problematic. It crashes when it starts. I think it has something to do with uploading images to their server. And also it's I pay an annual fee for it, a subscription. It usually does a trick, but it's still not the most user-friendly. It's you learn to use it, but for a beginner, it's hard to figure out. Are you on Intel by chance? OBS is the best. Intel what? That doesn't help me, pork leaker. What does that mean, Intel? Matthew doesn't love me. Well, the feeling's mutual, Matthew. You're an OBS Pro. Oh, yeah, of course I have an Intel CPU. Yeah, no, I have Intel. I've covered that. This is a custom-built gaming machine, which ran into trouble recently because the coolant system was not up to par, and it failed. They tend to do that after a few years because they build up something inside calc or something. I don't know. But mine failed around the time it was supposed to fail. I didn't know that. Last time I built PCs, you didn't need air conditioning units in it. But anyway, I went through a whole mess just before that big broadcast, the one where I got 133,000 views on my Rugby Ascendant for the Springboks in Nelspruit against Argentina. That was epic. I wouldn't have got those views that day. It was my biggest weekend on the channel. I gained like 600 subscribers that weekend. Or that just at one game. I gained like 800 the whole weekend. That wouldn't have happened if I hadn't got this computer fixed. But this is a pretty good computer. Let me go to the specs real quick because people have asked about that before. I haven't looked at that in a while. I have to go to my email because that's where it's going to be. So I'm going to look at... it's under this folder. Hang on. I got to go back to December 31st of 2020, I think it was. All right, 2022. Come on. Load. Let's go. YouTube, or not YouTube, Yahoo. 2021, December 31st, 2020. There it is. Confirmation. I buy power. I won't be buying from them again. I'm disappointed in some things with this computer. But I have, where's it at? An Intel i9 10900F processor at 2.8 gigahertz, 20 megabytes of level 3 cache on the processor. I also have 32 gigabytes of RAM. I wish I'd gotten more, but that's still pretty good. The video card was awesome. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti with 8 gigabytes of RAM, VR ready. Awesome. Motherboard is an Asus Prime Z490p. Pretty good motherboard. But I could use some more stuff. And I got a good power supply, 850 watt power supply. I paid, I got a discount because I did something for the discount. I forget what it was. And I paid with the tax, 2,000. That's going to be about 40,000 Rand for this. Yep. Custom built. I have a 1 terabyte Seagate FireCuda solid state drive with read speed of 5 gigabytes per second and a write of 4.4 gigabytes per second, and then a 2 terabyte backup hard drive. Both are pretty full already. 3-year warranty for service since I bought that got that in February 2021, 22, 23, 24, so the warranty is over. And of course, the coolant system failed. So I got that fixed. I bought a Barracuda. What's it? Anyway, I bought a new 360 or 360 millimeter. I got a new coolant system in it, and I tried to install it myself and got it mounted, started hooking it up, and then found that many of my cabling inside my PC were non-standard. I didn't have the cables or the crimps or the time to do this. I managed to find a Marine on a Friday night at 7 o'clock. I called him. He said on his website, he said he's up till 11 working. Called him. He said, yeah, bring it down to me. I drove it. It's a 45-minute drive in the rain. Went down there, dropped it off at 8:30. He sent me a message 10 o'clock, said it's looking good. And then at after 11 o'clock, he called and said he's almost finished. He should be done in the hour. If I want to come pick it up, I can get it because he knew I had to do the rugby in the morning. I went and got it, brought it back, set it up, fingers crossed, turned it on, and it said fan failure. No. Oh, no. I paid $225 for the damn part, and then I had to pay it, or $200 for the part, and I had to pay him $225. Anyway, so I called him up and he said, I sent him a text, are you still up? He said, he's up. I said, can I call? He said, you can call. So I called and he said, no, it's because there's no residual power in the motherboard because it's been unplugged for so long. Don't sweat that. Just reboot it again. And this time it's been plugged in. It'll pick the signal up. And I did, and it worked. Oh my goodness. Watch Ronaldo when the Colonel was on, but unsub. Simply don't like his style, Light Rain says. Okay. Green Phantom's here. Welcome. What's this? Chris, I still remember when you got that beast. I do too. I do. It was these issues with them were heating overcook themselves. Yes, OBS is the best. I'm kind of an OBS pro. It's either Intel or AMD, yeah. Newer Intel CPUs actually fail. You mean newer ones now or the one I got? AMD is better, says Matthew. I'm so happy I have turf lawn. These issues with them overheating and overclocking themselves, yeah. Yeah, let me see. What did I purchase for that cooling system? Let me take a look at that real quick. That's going to be at Amazon. Okay, let me go to my Amazon account and see what I ordered there. The name is escaping me. So Amazon orders. Oh, they changed it. Oh, look, it's Mariah Carey on the front page. Okay, I want your orders. Let me see my orders I had since last month. Okay, that one. There it is. It's a Corsair IQ 150 Elite. Bought that September 26th. Now it's $149. That's not what I paid for it, you bastards. Bite my ass. A new one came out and it's gone down in price. Yeah, but I had to get this one. It matches the processor and it worked. So got to get the right ones. So it fit the Intel LGA 1700, 1200, 115X, 2066, and the AMD 5, AMD 4. Yeah, I had the Intel 1200 LG, I think it was, and that's why I had to get that one. So, yeah, noise level's just 34 decibels. I don't even hear it. I used to hear the other one. Yeah, it's cools the latest CPUs from Intel AMD, complete with a 360 millimeter radiator. I only had a 240 millimeter radiator, so I've upgraded. There was another fan there, but it wasn't part of the radiator, so it was less fluid to cool. And it comes with some really cool software. You can light up your system with 33 ultra bright capital X LEDs in the pump head and 24 fan RGB LEDs. I have not customized the colors yet. I might get around to that sometime, but it's not really my cup of tea. Let me take a look. It's the IQ software. Let me bring this up. And it says right now my processor's at 45 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees Celsius. It was clocking at 99 degrees Celsius, overheating when I had to replace it. So I was worried I was going to burn up the processor, but I didn't. The video card is at 41 degrees Celsius. The coolant temperature in the tank is at 33 degrees Celsius. So not bad. Not bad. Nice software. I can change, as I said, all the colors. So. Chris, when you have time, go through 10 of your favorite books for us. I'd really like that. Andre, yeah, I've done that before. I've pulled up some books, some of my favorites, but I can try it again. Also, maybe it's time, end of the year, to go through the awards and decorations again. I haven't done that for a long time. People often ask for that. No one's asked for it lately, maybe because I'm not gaining new subscribers, but people often ask for me to show them. Oh, look at this. We're down to 58. All these traders went over to Ronaldo's channel. That is a bit hot, yeah. Yeah, no. But pork leaker, there was nothing I could do. There's nothing I could adjust. I thought that the thermal paste might have failed, so I bought some thermal paste. There you go. So, thermal paste. I put it on. Not the problem. It was the fact that there was no coolant flowing through that. It was pumping, but it wasn't pumping. It didn't go anywhere because it was blocked or it wasn't working. So yeah. Anyway, IQ software. Yep. Yeah, it's very quiet. I just don't like the color scheme. It looks like Rainbow Pride. I need to change it. The other one was really cool. I really like the. I wonder if I still have those images. Let me see. Because I deleted a lot of stuff off my phone here recently to free up some storage space on my 512 gigabyte hard drive here. Let me see if I still have those pictures. I don't know if I took them off. I think I probably took them off already. Look at see. Yeah, it looks like I took them off already. Yeah, they're off here. Or are they? Hang on. Yeah, come on. Yeah, I took those pictures off here already. It's a shame because I can't show them to you. But oh no, here it is. I missed it. So this is kind of how. Oh, people want to see the crabs too. I've got a picture of the crabs here now. So this was the inside of my machine with the old one's there. If you look at the top, you'll see the two for the coolant that are pink, and then the one that's also pink, the small one, right? That was just a fan. There was no radiator behind that. Now I've replaced it with the entire top row with a 360. On the back, you can see the bottom. That also is an integrated fan. And then below the motherboard where the video card is, you can see the video card just at the bottom here. That's the video card right there. Below the video card, I have 4 more fans on the bottom, or 3 more fans. So I have 4 or 5, 6, I have like 8 or 9 fans in there now. Yep. Lilo, I will be with you on election night, but it won't be election nightly because I'm judge of elections. I cannot do broadcasting during election day. So what will happen is, unlike 2020 when I went live at 7 p.m. and went on till 4 a.m. in the morning covering the elections, this time I won't be able to go live until nearly midnight. I'm judge of elections. I'm in the polling station that's physically the farthest distance from turning in my results. We close the polls at 8 o'clock. I wish they closed at 7, but they close at 8 in Pennsylvania. And then it takes a good hour and a half to 2 hours to break down, print out the results, secure everything, get all the witnesses to sign everything, clean up the room, and release my staff, and then drive down to turn in the results. That takes until then. It takes about 45 minutes to get back, assuming I don't hit a deer, because it's that season where they're rutting. I get back, and then it'll be 11:20, 11:30 when I get back, and I'll need a few minutes to digest what's on the screen. I'm scheduling a stream, which I'll probably set up tomorrow or tonight if I have time, because I'm going to get some crabs tonight. I'll set that stream up for probably 11:45 on election night. So Lee, I'll be with you guys, but it will be tomorrow morning in South Africa. And this weekend, I think we switched to daylight savings times, which means that it's 7 hours different. So if I go live at midnight my time, it'll be 7 a.m., which works perfectly for South Africans. You'll be able to follow it. So anyway, a book review. I've talked about a few books. I've done a few, modest reviews, and in fact, I've read a few recently. Here's an image of some crabs I had recently. So this is on my counter in the kitchen. This is back in September. I just lined 3 of them up. They're covered in seasoning, and you can see the tools of the trade. There's the bowl where I dump the crab meat in because I eat a lot of it's warm, and the rest I pull out and stick in there and eat it afterwards. The little tool to pick it out looks like a dental thing, and a hammer to smash the crabs. So there you go. People are asking about the crabs. There you go. So steamed crabs. Now those crabs were blue and green before they were steamed, but when they steam, they turn red. Yep, there you go. All right. So, yep. Yeah, so I had to go through and rewire everything, and I took my whole motherboard out. It was crazy. So, oops, here's the video card. I can't really turn it the other way. There's the video card inside my computer. It looks like a friggin' engine inside. Anyway, this isn't my library behind me there, Nick. This is just books I put on the shelf to, these are books I've read, some I haven't read. My library is in my basement. It covers a wall, and upstairs in my other studio, or my office upstairs, which I don't use much anymore, it covers a wall all the way to the ceiling about 2 meters high, and it runs all the way down that side of the house. Books everywhere, and I've got books on the floor here. Books all over the place. Yeah, so I'll tell you, someone else has an incredible book collection. He has a truly awesome book collection, and that is my friend Helmut Roma Heitman. Just an incredible book collection. I'm envious of the books he has. Amazing. He has so many books. I do love books. I love knowledge. I love education. I love learning. It has been a facet of my life since I went to university at the age of 17. Before that, it wasn't really a focus of my life. So I learned to read. My parents only had medical encyclopedias. Well, that's interesting. Just asking, never hit a kamikaze springbok. Yeah. So when I finish here today, folks, I have to drive to the county seat, wasting my petrol, to pick up my black bag, which will be sealed and will have a seal on it. It'll be locked and have a seal on it. I cannot open that. That bag will include all the material for me as judge, including the named list of voters, all the books we have to line up for our volunteers or our workers to check people in. So I can only open that Tuesday morning before we open the polls. The location we use, I can't open the building before 6 a.m. for restrictions. 6 a.m. we open. We have an hour to be up and ready, and that hour goes by very quick. very quickly, even though we have a dozen or 18 or 20 poll workers, one of the biggest polling stations, second largest in the county, it still takes time to get set up, even with a team that's experienced. And I'm a little concerned because I didn't do the last election. I was running for office, and so I had a conflict of interest, so I recused myself and didn't do it. I got the previous judge to step up and do it, but I didn't work with the team last time, so I'm a little concerned about smoothness this time, but I think it'll go well. We've done it many times. It sounds like I only eat crabs, says Craig. No. They only come, look, I'm originally from Maryland. I don't sound like it. I have a Midwest accent, but if I spend a half an hour with my cousins in Maryland, I start to sound like I'm from Maryland. You know, I grew up in Baltimore. You know, that would be Maryland and Baltimore for those of you who speak English. But crabs are a way of life in Maryland for true Marylanders. Maryland blue crabs are a summer treat that you just eat. When I was a kid, they were affordable. They're not affordable now. I spent way too much money on them. But I couldn't eat crabs for much of my life. I mean, living in Uganda, no. Botswana, South Africa, Germany, Italy, nope. Arizona, nope. So when I discovered that I could buy steamed crabs here, I tried them out. And the first couple of times, they weren't very good. It was not quite in season. And they got them from elsewhere. I didn't like them. So I didn't go again. And about a year went by, another year. And finally, I'm like, I just want crabs. So I went there, and they were Maryland crabs, and they were good. And I've actually unintentionally built a friendly relationship with the people that own and run the place. They look forward to me coming there. They're really good. They stick an extra crab or two in there sometimes. And really nice people. So it's a rare treat. Soon we won't be able to get them anymore because it's the end of the crab season, and I'm just trying to enjoy them as much as I can. You don't live forever. You can't take it with you. You might as well enjoy what you can in life as long as you meet your obligations and you sock something away for the future, which is what I do. So there you go. Carlos, what's the stats on what is illegas? I don't know what that means. What is illegas? When I immigrated from South Africa, I gave away 3 bucky loads and still shipped 4 big boxes over. Those crabs look small. Makes me want to visit Namibia and go. Yeah, I don't buy the jumbos because they're like way too expensive. I mean, way too expensive. But these are the large. But to me, these are smalls. They're not even mediums. So they have jumbo, extra jumbo, large, medium, small. What they call large are small to me. Yep. So, but hey, Lee says LO. I don't understand what that means, Lee. I'm trying to answer your question. Hello, Colonel. I was watching Retardistan, and Byron was saying if you upload long videos and short videos, YouTube doesn't promote your videos. I don't think Byron knows what he's talking about. Where does he come to that conclusion, Green Phantom? So what is he saying? Only do short videos? Did he recommend a length? I've been doing this longer than Byron. He was behind the scenes. I've been doing it behind and in front. Lee is leaving. I was trying to answer a question. So I'm not really sure what Byron is saying. We haven't had this conversation. The one piece of advice that Byron gave me is smart advice, but and I took it to heart, and I do it now. But it's because it was also just because YouTube was putting advertising in my videos anyway. So I started advertising on my videos. You didn't used to do that. Sorry that your eyesight. Who are you talking to, Erica? Oh, Nick. Oh, sorry to hear that, Nick. Oh, illegal alien stats. Well, there's no accurate figures for it. There is estimations. My estimation is it's 25 to 30 million criminal alien invaders who have no business in this country. Look, I see them every day. 3 years ago, I didn't see any. You should go to my supermarket, which is a kilometer from my house. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All the people that are in there that are not from here, that have descended here from nowhere, you know none of them are authorized or legal to be here. They fit the profile of people who have been dumped in our midst. And I'm talking about 1 or 2 or dozens. I'm saying that 30%, maybe 40% of the people I see shopping in our local area are not from here. And this isn't exactly a small, unpopulated area. It's out of control. Soft crab. I'm not a big fan of soft crabs. I've eaten them in the past. They're very popular in Maryland. Soft crabs are the ones that when they molt their shell and they're smaller, they cook them whole and they eat them that way. They're very popular delicacy in Maryland. I don't eat them very often. I think the last time I had soft crabs probably like 2 decades ago. Yep. Now, crabs also have another significance for Marylanders. Crabs are a social experience. It's like a braai. You steam crabs, you come out there and you have beer, you hang out with family and friends, you crack the crabs open, everybody sits there and eats them, throws the things on the table, throws them in the bin. It's a social thing, and not for me. I eat them alone now, but I'm just saying when I go to Maryland, that's what it's like. It's a big social event, like a braai. So it's not just eating the crabs. It's really deal. No, Green Phantom. I didn't mean my videos. I'm trying to understand what he's talking about because I've tried everything on multiple channels. I've created channels dedicated specifically to one topic. It wasn't politics. Nothing happened. I've created channels that do live streams and channels that do long live streams, short live streams, channels that do shorts, channels that do... I've created so many different channels and tried so many different things on different channels. Guessing the algorithm is good luck. YouTube's always monkeying around with their algorithm. For instance, I don't know how, over in the other channel, I have 130. Let's see how many views I have on that now that they'll tell me. Actually, I'll do it on this phone here because I can see the actual numbers. I can't do it because here I'll get the same numbers you get, which are less than what the content creator sees. Boy, these things just keep coming in, man. These adverts on the text messages. So let me go to my app on my phone, YouTube Studio, and I think I'm in this channel right now. Yeah, I'm on this channel, so let me change it. Oh, look, I lost 4 subscribers since I went live. Isn't that special? Fuck you, YouTube. All right, so sorry for the language, folks, but it's earned for them. Okay, let me go to the channel, which now is larger than it ever was before, and go to content and just talk about this. Okay, so hang on a second. So that's a live. Let me go to this playlist. Okay, so let me just read these numbers to you, okay? All right, so I did the Trump video. When was this? Good Lord, there's... Trump wins appeal in New York on a 4... anyway, 126,750 views. The next video, the Coachella, the police claimed was an assassination attempt. I didn't think that was. 763. That first video with 126,000 views was a 13-minute video. The second video was a 13-minute, 52-second video, so almost the same. And 700 views. So it's 125,000 fewer views. 126,000 fewer views. Then I did the Langley Air Force Base is attacked by drones. That's kind of big news. 361 views. Donald Trump is a threat to democracy, 329 views. Kamala Harris lies about immigration, 222 views. Trump train, rise for liberty, Harrisburg, 416 views. And that was my speech. Thank you, Lee. 140 round. Thank you for that. It's the first super chat of the month and your 10th ever. Thank you, Lee. Trump train, when I spoke at the Harrisburg rally, 416 views. Donald Trump living rent-free in legacy media, 350. By the way, that thing on Twitter, someone did that live, and they have tens of thousands of views on their channel, on Twitter. I have 416 views on YouTube on this channel for that video. Donald Trump living rent-free, 356. Hillary Clinton calls Trump a Nazi, 323. So not one of those videos has exceeded 1,000 views after I had a 126,000 view video. Now, you tell me how that works. That's just BS. That's just total BS. Total BS. That's horse pucky. That's nonsense. It's a really great experience. Beer, steamed shrimp, crabs, crab cakes. Yeah, oh no. Yeah, crab cakes are great too. But crab cakes got to be made right. People make them so many different ways. You got to be right about it. So they're all about the crabs. What else? You might need spicier titles. Kamala Harris, the result of incest between two girls. I might. That might be the answer. No, it's clear suppression. Okay, first off, 126,000 views with 21,000 subscribers. That's not implausible. That makes sense because if they notified all my subscribers, probably 2/3 of them might have tuned in or half of them. That'll get me off to 12 to 15,000 views right away. And the fact that people watch it builds momentum because the algorithm looks for videos that are trending. But then I do the next video. They don't notify anybody. They don't put it on their up next, I'll show you what I'm talking about in the up next. So when you go to YouTube, this is what I'm talking about. So hang on a second here. Let me get to the screen. All right. So when you go to YouTube, this is I call the up next. So this is what it's telling me. These are the videos it's promoting. Okay. Ronaldo Jos is on there. Megaphone Sports. Okay. And then I come down here. Boy Meets Girl interview. Okay. There's my video. It's actually on my stream. Look at that. 150 views. Is Trump really winning on the other channel? Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. If your video appears in one of these 10 up here, then you are likely, these 10 here, sorry, any of these 10, then you're likely to get lots of views. My videos rarely appear there. Some viewers say they see them, but I rarely see them. You see, I did find one of my videos there, but I've done a dozen videos in the past 3 days, and only one gets promoted. That's across multiple channels. Jenkins says, have you tried crayfish? Not in South Africa, but I've had it in the States. I don't really care for crawdads. Not my cup of tea. Do some testing and see how you appear with the US VPN. Okay, Pork Leaker, see how that is. You're in Canada, see how it goes. It'd be interesting. But it's this channel focuses heavily in Africa, and I get suppressed there as well. So it's a big difference. When I go to South Africa every time, and my viewers can tell you this, when I go to South Africa and I broadcast live off my mobile phone, which is on the mobile network with a different IP address in South Africa, oftentimes, regardless of the content, I just take off with big views, tens of thousands. And then after a few days or a week at best, YouTube catches on that it's Chris Wyatt that's broadcasting in South Africa, and we can't allow that, so they just put the kibosh on my video. And sometimes it happens instantaneously. 2 years ago, when I was in Port Elizabeth, and Ronaldo and I went out to the water intake pipe for where the water is pumped into Port Elizabeth, the mayor was Eugene Johnson at the time, and she told people to pour Jick, which is a bleach, into their water so they could drink it because it was contaminated. This would make it safe to drink. I've lived all over Africa. That's advice people give you for cleaning your vegetables. Anyway, so we took to calling her Eugene Johnson. So I went out there and I did a spoof standing in front of the intake valve. And I said, this is Chris Wyatt at the water supply for Nelson Mandela Bay. And I'm taking the advice of Mayor Eugene Johnson to use Jick to clean your drinking water. So here we have the major intake pipe. I'm going to save you the trouble. Watch as I open this up now and pour Jick in so you don't have to do it. That short took off. I had 9,700 views in less than 30 minutes. 9,700 views in South Africa. So that's the day that I knew that this is all bullshit. This is all censorship. This is all suppression. This is all shadow banning. I knew it clearly. How do I have a short, and I never had a short that had more than a few thousand views, have 9,700 views that's a spoof within 30 minutes and then boom, shut down. In fact, let me look that video up. Let me look that up on my channel, okay? See if I can find that. So it was on this channel. It was in 2022. NMB. Let me see. I can't remember the title of it. So, nope. Okay. Johnson. Come on. Nope. Nope. What was that at, man? JRC. Maybe Jick has it. Nope. Anyway, I can't find it. I'm not going to look for it. It'll take a while. But yeah, that video, I showed it before on here, and 9,700 views, and then it just went like this. They just shut it down. They shut it down because they found out it was me. That video probably would have, a couple 100,000 would have been my biggest video ever. I mean, when you get 9,700 views, I remember on this channel, original channel, not this one, when I was doing videos, I would do a video on the EFF. A pretty good video. This isn't like, October, November, December of 2020, January 2021. I do a video and I would put it up and I would go to the loo. It would have 0 views. I come back from the loo like 2 minutes later after going and washing my hands. I come back, I look, and it's got 6,000 views. And I'm watching every minute, hundreds of views every minute. All my videos used to be like that. My analysis, my presentation, my style hasn't gotten poorer. If anything, I've improved over time because I've learned a lot of lessons. But hey, it's called suppression. Have you tried VPN? Makes you appear somewhere else in the world. Yeah, Jenkins, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. The best VPN connections I can get are to the UK, the best data throughput, and even that won't work. VPN to South Africa doesn't work. There's too much breakage. We've tried it. The connection doesn't work. Constant buffering. You got to remember South Africa is suffering from a lack of data lines. Some of the transatlantic lines were damaged in the past 2 years, and they haven't been repaired yet. And we're still waiting for more lines to come online. So, yep. Jambalaya. Okay. Jambalaya. Is that what you mean? But I always appear for you in Canada. Well, that's great, Pork Leaker. I'm glad. But I wish more people in Canada would find me. It'd be great. Yeah, no, a VPN is terrible for broadcasting. It's great for viewing stuff. You can watch, sports. I mean, I've used it to watch rugby from the UK. use my what's the BBC account where you roam? What's that called? I can't remember now, but I've used it for that because I have an account in the UK. Wonder how much you have to donate to get an audience with Trump to discuss your ambassadorship. I don't know. Thank you for sharing links on X, Pork Leaker. Yeah, but my X account is not very big either. That's a platform that's also not very honest. Look, I don't lose any sleep over Twitter. It's not a platform I've ever loved, but it used to be a hate wankers platform for demonic leftists to attack conservatives and get us banned on there. So I post a lot on there, but I was pretty quiet. I mean, I was just mostly posting Africa for a long time. But I mean, I have this account since, this one says November of 2008. But that's not my first Twitter account. So 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 24. So that's 17 years for that account, and I have 1,965 followers. I never tried to get followers on there, but that's all I have. Yep. So I just don't get. So, all right. So the videos that I put on the other channel, I just read you how many views I had on them. So let me see. It wasn't a lot. Anyway, but on Twitter, I put the same videos just on Twitter without the link. I load up on Twitter, which is something I started doing occasionally. One has 248 views, which is about what I have on my channel, and the other has 147. Twitter doesn't love me either, so it's just frustrating. Anyway, I don't have big enough boobs, and I don't have sexy curves, and I don't talk about giving fellatio or something like that. So it's just you need to do that. So anyway. But I still put stuff on Twitter. So anyway, there's a huge bot problem there. Yeah, there is a bot problem there. Yeah, Felicia. Yeah, people don't keep telling me my Rumble's getting better, but I don't know. Yeah, Light Rain, my Rumble. No, let's go to Rumble. I need to put a bunch of videos on Rumble and the others, but I haven't done it well. Let's take a look. I mean, I don't have that many viewers on there. And people are always like, Rumble. Rumble is good if you want to put something that's controversial. It's going to get you in trouble on YouTube. So it's good for that. But let me go to my channels, and I'll show you my Rumble account. Okay, I have on Rumble 4 channels. Chris Wyatt Africa, 670 viewers. Liberty Under Assault, 22 viewers. Rugby Ascendant, 38. And Paladin for Honor, 17. Let's go to Chris Wyatt Africa and take a look at some of the views. Trump wins. The one that got 126,000 views. Okay, this is why Rumble is shit. Rumble is only good to express yourself. It's not good to get people to watch it. Unless you're known or you're a friend of Dan Bongino, Greedy Gino, and you're in. If you're Dinesh D'Souza, if you're Ben Shapiro, if you're those guys, you can have success on Rumble. But if you're unknown, Rumble does nothing to promote your content whatsoever. Nothing. And you cannot find an audience on Rumble unless you divert people there. So here's the perfect example. The video that I have 126,000 views for on YouTube on my original channel about Trump has 73 views on Rumble. 73 views. Here it is right here. 73 views. Wow. It's almost the same in all my videos. Then the Merrick Garland letter offering the bounty to assassinate Trump, 72 views. Ronaldo Jose, 76 views. Exposing Democrat fraud, 78 views, 55 views, 64 views. There's nothing here with many views. My Israel and the ICJ, 324 views. That's about it. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So Rumble is not the platform to go to. Yep. I think I can help you. Well, okay, Pork Leaguer. Feel free. I'm happy to help me if you can. Don't pull a ditty on us. Actual strippers for your business might just be the cost of doing business. Ooh. Considering I'm from Canada, I can cut parts of your live videos and do shorts on various platforms. Well, that doesn't help me get viewers. It might help me get attention. They might want to come to my channel. You might even put a thing on there, hey, go check out this guy's content, and here's where you find it. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, no, it's just frustrating. I wasn't here to whine about YouTube, but you guys are asking the question, so it's not a good platform if they don't like you. They don't like you. Anyway, it is getting a bit late. I've got to run down to the county seat, the election office, and pick up my binder because I don't have time to tomorrow. I'm doing rugby tomorrow. I've got England hosting New Zealand and Scotland hosting Fiji. I'll be covering both those games on Rugby Ascendant, so I'll get this up. I might get you, but shorts do gain attention. Where? On Rumble? Not on YouTube, brother. Not on YouTube. Let's take a look at my shorts, okay? All right, so here's my short history, okay? All right, Americans losing their minds, 730 views. Another mass shooting, South Africa, 578. ANC celebrates Ejinu, 512. Ramaphosa silent in Iran, 1,349. Iran, 570. Israel invades Lebanon, 1,600. That's back September. Then Miami special agent, a Trump hater, 964. None of these. Here's one, 3,000. Please stop reporting in South Africa, 3,680. And none of 3,700 about Helen Zilla, 3,300. None of these, 3,800. But I haven't had any of those. I was using them for a while there back in the summer because that's when I was in South Africa, all those 3,000s. June, 4,600, June. Those shorts were working in South Africa. June 18th, June 20th, June 25th, June 26th, June 30th. And then look at this, July, everything drops off. Nothing happens. So please stop reporting in South Africa. Where's that one at? This one's funny. Let's watch that. Let's watch that short. In many respects, the Democratic Alliance has suspended or kicked out Ronaldo Jose, or a terse statement and no explanation to the public, no transparency whatsoever. I've done a number of videos talking about the Roman Cabinet Act, the Bella Bill, NHI, and I've been honest about the DA and said they had little option but to go into this, and I said some complimentary things about them in some of these videos. But some people got some really thin skins and it's hurting their feelings, and they're like, well, stop reporting in South Africa. You don't live here. Well, I'll make you a deal. You get News 24, Daily Maverick, SABC, and all the journalists in South Africa stop reporting on America and the rest of the world and confine all the reporting to where they live in their hometown. And then I'll consider not reporting in South Africa. But in the meantime, foot sack. Stop being juvenile children. Anyway, yeah. Okay, look, I'm not to spend a lot of time on it, but hey, Martin, how's it going? Pork Leaker, I am on TikTok. I am on all those platforms. I do things on there. So, TikTok is also an evil platform. I had 300 followers for years on there. I did a video on Kerry Lake. It went viral, like 180,000 views on it, and people flooded my channel. And from early January of 2022 until the end of the month, I went from 300 to 10,600. Then it stalled. And then after I went to South Africa, it went up to 12,700 in early part of, it must be March of 2022, April. And since that time, the number stays exactly the same. Yet every week, TikTok sends me a note saying you've gained these hundreds of followers, yet my channel still says 12,700. TikTok is evil, lying sack of horse manure. And so I don't put the effort into it. I put hundreds of videos on TikTok, and some of them are really good. And some of them are crap. I don't always make the best content, especially for TikTok, which is for kids. So I have, so there's TikTok, okay, and I have 12,700 followers. It hasn't changed in a year and a half. That's impossible. That's absolutely impossible. So it's just utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. So anyway, I can't even keep track of how many videos I got on here. I got a lot of videos on here. So anyway, but I mean, they're just not rewarded. I go back in 2022. I have lots of videos with 100,000 views or more. Yep. Now nothing. 12,300, 9,000, 17,000, 7,000, 5,000, 125,000 views on this video. That was Hare Krishna. I got 125,000 views on that one when I was traveling around. 47,000 views on this one, 29,000 there. Yeah, I don't get those anymore. I get 700 views. So anyway. Yeah, if they shadow ban you, they just spread it because they're all in collusion. And they're in collusion with the federal government. We got to get Trump back in. Yep. All right. Anyway. And why am I being shadow banned? I don't promote anything illegal. I don't promote anything sexual. I don't do any of those things. I don't do any criminal enterprises. I do not do personal attacks on individuals. I report the news. I analyze the news. I report sports. I analyze sports. And my content is correct. It's valid. Almost every prediction I ever made has come true. And my predictions often are months before the pundits, the analysts actually say it. I'm well ahead of the curve. And my bona fides are unimpeachable. They can lie all they want about me, but my record stands. It's there. You can dispute it, but you can lie about it, but that doesn't change it. So they shadow ban me. Yep. All right, that's going to do it, folks. It's time for me to get out of here. I got to get down there and get that bag because they don't bring it to me. They used to deliver it to you on the weekend, which is nice, but now they don't. The counties become cheap bastards. Given all the tax money I'm paying, I don't know why they do that. And I had a TikTok. When I was in Cape Town with Paulie, I was trying to load something up, and I got forced locked out of my Rugby Ascendant TikTok account and never got back into it. Lee says, you guys are with me. No, you guys are great, man. You guys are great. That's the only reason I do it. This is a big time consumer doing this, as you can imagine. Today, 1 hour and 47 minutes, but then the 90 minutes, 2 hours of preparation beforehand. A little bit less time preparation before this because I spent time making the video in Botswana. And let's see how that's doing. I bet that's not doing very well. It should. It's huge news. It has 139 views. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? 130. Let's see if that's still what it actually is. Go to the current figures. 150 views. Wow. I put a lot of time and effort into that video. 150 views. Earth-shattering election in Botswana. Africa's strongest democracy until recently. And I get 150 views. Oh, my goodness. Anyway. All right. Don't do it for fame. Don't do it for fortune. Do it for what's right, moral, and just. And that's going to do it, folks. I'm not going to route anybody over to Ronaldo because those who want to see Ronaldo have already abandoned the program and gone over there. So, yeah, the test matches tomorrow should be interesting. So thank you for watching, Richard. There's the link to it, says Hendo. Y'all take care. Excuse me. Got some running around to do. Y'all take care. I'll see you later. God bless. Have a good night. And enjoy what's left of your Friday. That's for a lot of people, it's the best day of the week. Oh, there's a super chat. Just do what you do. Good people are admiring. Yes, we are. Thank you so much for that, African idiot. 140 Rand super chat. That's 2 super chats came in this one. Thank you guys for that. Getting us off to a start for the month. All right, cool beans. Lovely. Cheers, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you here next time, or well, on this channel, but we'll also catch you on Rugby Senate tomorrow if you show up for that. Cheers. Bye-bye.